you cannot get to the end of this book without changing your view of all the people central to Prince Harry's life. And you
What
absolutely feel for him.
Spare, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a book by Prince Harry. It became the fastest selling non-fiction book yesterday. 400,000 copies were sold across hardbook, audiobook and ebook. Larry Finley is the managing director of Transworld Penguin Random House, the publisher of Spare, and we can speak to him now. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Stig.
Now, you can be honest with us. What did you expect? How good is this compared to what you expected?
Oh, it's just wonderful. It's so hard to know day one sales, but anything over 200,000 would be good, would be amazing. But to sell 400,000, in fact, I've just bumped into my sales director on my way into the office, and that was a figure that we knew up till 4 o'clock. It went up considerably after that. So we're very happy.
What's it now? What's the number now? Can you say it?
I don't know exactly, but closer to 450, maybe 500. We need to do a lot of tallying up across formats, but it's wonderful.
Well, let's talk about the formats, because I'm interested in this, because we know that we did talk to people in bookshops on the night it was open. There wasn't an awful lot of people there. Are people buying this on audiobook? Are they buying it on ebook? Where's the money coming?
It's mostly hardback and audio. That figure, honestly, is amazing across all three formats. I would say it's probably about 2/3 to 3/4 hardback. A third audio, and a few ebooks. Actually, not so many in ebook. The audio is going to be enormous, I am sure. If you heard or saw the Tom Bradby interview on on ITV on Sunday night, there were several extracts from Harry reading the book, and he reads it incredibly well.
Yeah, we heard that on this programme, actually, and I think that is a very fair point. So this has come out in a massive raft of publicity. There were leaks, there have been all of this coverage, and some people have said, we had Giles Corran saying earlier, that this must have damaged the sales. Tell us what you made of the 2 weeks ahead of publication, all the stories. Is this were you just sitting there rubbing your hands thinking, the more people are talking about it, the more people are going to buy the book?
It was really hard to know. I think all of the leaks are going to end up being neutral to maybe good. They were absolutely not planned. I'm so thrilled that we got all the way through to last Thursday until it was leaked. We were really worried. I was on standby the whole of Christmas, the Christmas break, thinking any day now there'll be a leak somewhere, because it's been published in so many countries around the world. So the fact we got to Thursday without a leak is astounding, actually. And yes, it gave us loads of headlines. What it did do was fill the book of some of the news bombs. But I promise you this, the book, Spare, is so much more than the sum of its parts. It needs to be read. So the news stories are big, but actually they're not the most interesting things about the book. It's a very poignant story. It's a very sad story in many ways, but it's incredibly intimate. It's incredibly personal. And for the first time, Prince Harry is telling his own story. He's had to live with the fact that the tabloids have told his story for the whole of his life, with no say-so from him. And he's putting it all out there. And it's a fascinating read. And
he's getting grief for it. I mean, not everyone who listens to him talking, not everyone is saying this is a laudable thing. Does that matter? You know, the old phrase of all publicity is good publicity. Is that true, that even people who knock it, we had Ian Wilson on this show, who said it was brilliantly well written. He praised the ghostwriter to the hilltops, but then was quite disparaging in other respects about Prince Harry. Does that all add to everything?
He said, Ian Wilson said he's going to read it again. Yeah. He loves it that much. I mean, he can't be that disparaging about it if he wants to read it twice. It's an amazing book. Truly, you cannot get to the end of this book without changing your view of all the people central to Prince Harry's life. You absolutely feel for him.
Larry, what happened with Spain? Tell us about that. Was that... how did that happen?
It was a cock-up. So, every bookseller in the UK got their books from us on Sunday to their distribution centres, Sunday just gone, and on Monday, so that they could have it out on sale from yesterday. In Spain, they sent some copies to a particular chain across Spain, and they just put the books out when they got them on Wednesday afternoon. They came off sale on Thursday, but by then the damage was done. Press had got hold of copies, and all the stringers working for every major newspaper were working overtime in Spain, busily translating page by page by page. There were bulletins every 15 minutes online about the next news bomb contained within the book.
And presumably you don't mind that. And that's why some people are suspicious. They think you orchestrate things like this. You don't mind a bit of that because it builds it up.
We absolutely did not orchestrate it at all. I promise you that. But at the end of the day, it probably isn't going to do us any harm. But here's the thing. As I say, the book is so extraordinary. I'm really confident that the word of mouth on this book is going to be amazing. Anyone who reads this book, like A.M. Wilson, who wants to read it twice, is going to tell their friends, their family, you have to read this book.
Have you got him for another one?
Just the one for now.
Would you publish another one?
Probably in a long time from now. I don't know. I mean, he's got the whole. He's only, as I think A.M. Wilson said, it's only half a life. He's a young man. But I tell you this: by the end of the book, you just wish him and his family happiness and peace. And I think this will give him a lot of peace. Well, in fact, he's told his story in his own words for the first time.
Will it give you peace, Larry, just filing? Will you make your money back?
Oh, God, yes. We're very confident of that.
Well, that's good to hear. Larry Finlay, great. It's good to hear behind the scenes of all of this. Great to speak to you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Dave. All the best.
Take care. That's Larry Finlay, the managing director of Transworld Penguin Random House. He loves the book, as you might imagine, but he also loves the number of people buying it.
I just love the idea of this kind of box of books arriving in a Spanish bookshop, and someone just opens them and says, well, I'll just put these out, shall I? Don't know who this bloke is.
And then this horde of British hacks just suddenly, they smell it. And then they open the doors and two people from the Daily Mail burst and go, what, is it there? Is it there?
Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we bring you the most heartfelt stories of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today, we delve into a deeply personal journey, Prince Harry's quest for peace, as told in his groundbreaking memoir, Spare. This is more than a royal story. It's a human story about courage, resilience, and the longing for inner calm after years of turmoil. For his entire life, Prince Harry's story was told by others, by tabloids, commentators, and even those within the royal circle. But with Spare, he's taken control of his narrative for the very first time. In his own words, Harry reveals the challenges of growing up in the public eye, the heartbreak of losing his mother, and the relentless pressures of being a royal. Yet, beneath the pain lies something transformative, a journey toward healing and peace. The act of telling his story was cathartic for Harry. By laying bare his experiences, he's not just sharing his truth, but freeing himself from the weight of silence. One of the most profound takeaways from Spare is Harry's unwavering desire to find peace for himself, his wife Meghan, and their children. For years, he endured relentless attacks from the press, betrayal from those he once trusted, and the emotional toll of living within a rigid royal institution. Despite all of this, Harry has remained steadfast in his pursuit of happiness and stability. Writing this memoir was an act of courage. It wasn't about airing grievances or pointing fingers. It was about letting go of the pain that had held him back for so long. The reception to Spare has been overwhelming. Readers have called it a poignant and transformative account of Harry's life. For many, it's more than just a book. It's a window into the soul of a man who has been misunderstood for far too long. In one particularly moving moment, Harry reflects on how telling his story has allowed him to find peace, saying that this was never about revenge, but about freedom. Freedom from the relentless cycle of misrepresentation and judgment. The path to peace is never easy, but Spare shows us that it is possible. Harry's story is a reminder that healing often requires vulnerability and bravery. Through his words, we see a man who has faced unimaginable challenges, yet has emerged stronger, more self-aware, and deeply committed to living an authentic life. Prince Harry's journey reminds us all of the importance of finding our own peace, no matter the obstacles we face. His story is a testament to the power of truth, resilience, and the unshakable hope for a brighter future. Thank you for joining us on Meghan and Harry Tales. If today's episode resonated with you, consider supporting our channel through Super Thanks. Your support helps us continue sharing these inspiring stories. Until next time, let's strive for peace in our own lives and in the lives of those around us.